The idea of dual listing is sort of what it sounds like. You can list at 2 centers, or you can list at more than 2 centers.
For patients in need of a kidney or liver transplant, dual listing or multiple listing can drastically reduce their time on the waiting list.
It does need to be in a center that's outside of that local donor pool. The benefit to this is that it will open them up to other local donor pools.
It can shave months to years off a patient's wait on the transplant list. For Ron Ward, he credits listing in both Chicago and St. Louis with saving his life. His physician in Peoria recommended he also visit SSM Health St. Louis University Hospital.
He set me up an appointment for over here. And as soon as I got called up for over here, boom, I was meeting the surgeons and everything, which I thought was pretty cool.
Dual listing does require you to travel to another transplant center. It requires you, the person, to do your homework or even ask your insurance company what are favorable waiting times, shorter than the waiting times in your current area. Some insurance companies will pay for travel. They'll pay for housing. Some of them you have to find out what the particulars are for your particular provider, but it does require travel. It does require you to be visited or to visit that transplant center and meet their criteria also.
For liver transplant patients like Ward, their weight on the list is determined by what's called a MELD score. In other words, the sicker you are, the sooner you were transplanted. In a market like Chicago with 4 transplant centers and a larger population, patients are transplanted with a MELD as high as 30. At SSM Health St. Louis University Hospital, that number is 18. After only 1 month of being listed in St. Louis, Ward received a new liver.
By the time I got up here, it was probably, I don't know, probably an hour, 2 hours or so. By the time I got up here, I checked in, they had me had my room already waiting for me and got me all prepped up to go into surgery. I was in the hospital for a week, and then I was out.
For a kidney transplant, people can list at multiple centers or transfer wait times from one center in the country to another.
It's also important to know that their dialysis time will go with them at each listing. The downside to dual listing is the legwork. You have to travel to each center. It can be costly. Not every insurance provider is agreeable to pay for 2 workups and 2 listings. So it's a challenge for the patient, but it can be very beneficial.
I would encourage somebody to come to St. Louis, I really would. All the nurses and the doctors was wonderful. I had good services and stuff when I needed them, they was there. It was really good.
What I would tell someone is expect to have a great outcome. Everyone on our team is very caring. They're very personable. We follow people in perpetuity. So once you have a transplant at a transplant center, we always tell people you belong to the family, so we take care of those people for life.
I think today I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for SLU Hospital. I feel wonderful, like a brand new man.